Hey, what's up, everybody? We're going live now with Jordan Colle. I'm excited to have another conversation with him, talking about his new album and everything that God is doing in his life. But real quick, we're going to add him to the stream and get this started. What's up, Jordan? How you doing, bro?
What's up?
Doing well?
Dude, doing great. How are you?
You know, let's not pretend. We actually just had a conversation on Instagram, but we're going to do it on Facebook now because we were having some issues, but we're back.
We're back. Maybe we'll talk about something new. Maybe we'll like the Lord will inspire a new segment.
Yes, that's what I'm hoping for. Hey, if you don't know who Jordan Colle is, I just wanted to encourage you to look him up right now. Just take time. Look him up on Facebook, look him up on Instagram, but best of all, look him up on iTunes, Spotify, any streaming service that you have, and download his music right now. And I'm telling you right now, you won't be disappointed by the fact that you downloaded it, because you will listen and you will fall in love with his music and all that God is doing in his life. But Jordan, why don't you real quick just give us a quick update, who you are, let the people know who you are, where you come from, where you live, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I live in Richmond, Virginia, which is a couple hours south of DC. And I lead worship at a church in Fredericksburg, which is about 45 minutes north of Richmond. And I've been there for 6 years. Me and my wife, she's not on staff, but we basically got married, packed our bags, and moved. So it's been a little crazy, but it's been awesome. So yeah, we do like multi-site thing. So I lead at our broadcast location on every Sunday, basically. So
awesome, man. So speaking of Virginia, I actually lived there for just a little bit.
Really?
I was there, 2004. So I graduated in 2004 and lived in Virginia for a good 6 months.
Wait, for what?
So my brother-in-law and my sister moved to Virginia, and they were youth pastors at a church in Virginia Beach.
Oh, cool.
And so we were right on the beach, bro. I lived with them.
That's sick.
And literally every morning would wake up, and I was right there on the beach, go for a walk, go for a run, go surfing all the time, got stung by jellyfish. I mean, it was fun.
Yeah, dude. It's like, I'm from Florida, so I definitely know that game. Originally, that's where I'm from, so.
Yeah, there's nothing like waking up to a beach every single day of your life.
I can't imagine. It's the best.
I could get used to that life for sure, bro.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Jordan is Virginia. We've talked to his church before when they released their album this past year. Super great album. They collabed with a few people that we love, like Kier. Like he is a stud and just
he's the best. He's also like the nicest, most like
so nice,
genuine. He's like one of my best buds because he's just like so kind. And like just so encouraging. Like he's like #1 fan with this whole album. Like he's been nothing but supportive. It's so
I don't know, man. I think he's got competition now.
No way. I'm just trying to like open up for Kier or something.
I know, right? That'd be awesome. Well, hey, like I said, make sure you download his album right now. And take the time to listen through it. You won't be disappointed at all. But Jordan, let's talk a little bit about your album. Can you just give us a little preview of what it took to write this album? Where did these songs come from? What's your creative process? Kind of just walk us through.
Yeah. So, I mean, without getting like overly deep into it, but I went to this like month-long intensive counseling center like 2.5, 3 years ago. There's like some stuff when I was a kid and like just some stuff that I had never really dealt with that like I really wanted to just kind of like spend 4 weeks, get some good counseling, like gets my head clear and just kind of like overcome some like strongholds, honestly, that were like just on my life. And it was a big commitment, but like, man, it's the best decision I've ever made because really, I think that is what really sparked me wanting to do this project, me coming home from that and me just getting a lot of freedom, getting a lot of healing, I think God unlocked some different levels of writing in me through that. And I think there's power in just like looking the enemy in the face and being like, hey, like, I know you have this thing on me, but like, I'm going to do whatever I can to figure this out and get rid of it, because God's got more for me than this. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so that's really what sparked these songs. And it's my creative process is different at times. I think it depends on, like, I heard someone say, like, anytime there's inspiration, you just got to be ready for it. Like, you just got to be like, whether it's laying in your bed at 2 a.m. or whether it's like, you know, in the middle of the afternoon at work, like, just be ready to write something down, record something or whatever. And so I'm always doing that. I'm always thinking, like, every time I hear a word or a phrase, like, could this be a song? Could this be an idea? Like, and two, obviously, just like the Bible. Like, when I read the Bible, there's phrases that inspire me and the stories. And so, yeah, I think it's a little bit all over the place, but usually it's me duking it out at this piano that's right behind me. And
love it.
And it's pretty bad for like the first hour, and then something clicks.
Just a bunch of noise.
Yeah, basically. So
that's so fun. I was talking to a painter probably about 2 years ago, and same thing. She just goes, I just start creating and it's a big mess at first, and it doesn't make any sense, and then it turns into this beautiful canvas. And I think that's cool. That's the cool thing about creativity as a whole. When you are being creative and you're using that part of your brain, like, you're truly allowed to just experiment. You know, like, you're going to experiment with if you're a painter, the colors. If you're a writer, the words. You know, like,
that's beautiful.
I don't want to just say the normal word that everybody would say. Like, I want to say something that means something bigger and deeper. And so it's going to take discovering, and it's going to take moments for you to slow down and look at that as a whole, rather than just saying with the first word that comes to your mouth and being okay with it. You know?
100%. And then you got to think about, like, and then they have to, so they finish the painting, and then it's like, okay, well, what frame am I going to put it in? It's like, okay, well, this is a whole other thing I got to think about. So it's like, now that the song's done, it's like, well, now what's it going to really sound like? Like, I can't just record it me on the piano. Like, I could, but, like, you know what I mean? So then it's like this whole other world that you jump into of, like, picking the right frame or picking the right guitar part. It's like, it's just crazy. Like, but that's also one of my favorite parts too. It's just like, you just get to duke it out and try things. And it's so fun.
You get to duke it out.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So who would you say that your influences are when it comes to music?
Ooh, like for this particular project, or just in general? Just in general.
Like, who influences you? Like, if I were to pick you out of a lineup, who would you say that is the biggest influences for you?
Man, that's good. I mean, it sounds super cliche, but I think if you're a songwriter and you're not listening to the Beatles, you're crazy. And not even just their projects, but like John Lennon's solo stuff, George Harrison's solo stuff. Like, man, like, I've been obsessed with their stuff the past couple of years. But I mean, obviously Coldplay, like, I've always had a little obsession with them. It's right when I was like really getting into music, they were coming big. So they were pretty influential. The Killers, War on Drugs, if you listen to them. I mean, there's a lot. And like, I mean, there's worship people too. I guess I'm not shouting out any of my worship friends, but that's like, I mean, sonically and songwriting wise, it's the people I listen to a lot when it comes to inspiration. So yeah.
And then when it comes to because you said you duke it out a lot with yourself, how many songs do you think you wrote for this album? And because you ended up with 10, but how many did you write and were kind of fighting with a little bit?
I think at one point it was probably like 50, and then it went down to like 20, and then I got it down to like 15. And then at that point it was like, kind of like, okay, what are, out of these 15, like, which 10 are the most like cohesive together? Like, you know what I mean? So like, which of these 10 would sound good if you were to listen to them back to back to back to back to back?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then, you save the other ones. Who knows? I might still record them later. You know what I mean? It's like, I definitely don't throw them away just because they didn't make the cut. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, probably like 50.
Wow.
And that was songs. I mean, there's like probably who knows how many ideas. I mean, that never get finished, which is probably my worst habit of all time.
Oh, bro, same. I literally, if I pull up my phone and I pull up my just voice memos, the amount of ideas that I have is unreal that I've never done with. And then every once in a while, I'll like, I feel like I had an idea, and I'll kind of go through and listen to them, and and then I'll pull a song out of that. But most of the time,
usually if I'm like on a car ride or like on the plane, I'll listen through like all of them, or like in the last like month's worth. You know what I mean? And maybe something I'll trigger something, but yeah.
How is this whole pandemic thing that we've been dealing with been for you when it comes to songwriting?
For songwriting, it's been great because one, I have a lot more time, but two, other people that you want to write with have time. So that's been really cool. Is like everybody's basically getting used to the Zoom thing, and well, I probably don't want to get into that, but yeah. So the Zoom thing is great because like everybody has to do it. And everyone's had to adapt. Everyone's had to adapt to learn how to do it, and so you can text or DM somebody that you really want to write with or that you look up to and be like, hey, you want to write? And they're like, sure, I got nothing to do. So it's like, it's kind of been awesome because I've built a lot more relationship for sure, which has been really exciting too. And so, but yeah, I mean, for songwriting wise, it's been great. For like, we're not wanting to like drive my car off a mountain. Not as good.
That's good. So when it comes to your creative process, you talked about how you were battling it out, you were writing a lot of songs, all that kind of stuff. But how could you, as an artist, as a writer, how could you encourage our creative community with something that would just encourage them just to be better, to not give up? Like, what would you say to the people who are listening to just be encouraged and not give up their dreams and their gifts?
I'd probably say a lot of things, but I'd probably start with like don't necessarily try to make something that you think people will like. And it sounds bad because like of course you want people to like it. It'd be silly of us to say like, oh, hey, here's my new album, Mainland, and if you like it or not, I don't really care. It's like, no, of course I want you to like it. That'd be insane. But like, I personally have had to battle this feeling of like, man, like this is like, I like this, and I like these songs I'm writing, but will other people like them? But at the end of the day, people are liking them because they're genuine and they're real. And so I think people can sense when something's authentic or not. And so I think I would encourage people just to be you and write what you want to write. Yeah. And that doesn't mean you don't like learn from other people. It doesn't mean you get inspired by other writers or you write with other people. You should definitely be co-writing 100%. But like, it's like, man, like, especially like your first project or your first EP or your first like coming out party of like for music, it's like, dude, like just do what you want to do and like write what you think is awesome and like just be you. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that's huge. I think that's important, just to be yourself. We look at other people work so many times and we compare ourselves and we try to be something that we're not necessarily meant to be. And I think it's important to remember that God created you for a purpose, right? And he gave you vision. He's given you your gifts. And I think it's important to remember that you need to harness those gifts. What are those things inside of you that you can harness and really focus on and grow, and stop trying to be like the other person, because you're never
100%.
No matter how hard you try. I'm never going to be Jordan. Like, that's not going to happen. So I need to be the best version of myself that I can.
100%.
And I think that I'll be more usable in that sense,
Yeah, for sure. It's like, because I have friends that have put out projects, and I'm friends with people that are like killing it and like crushing it in the game. And it's like, in like the music scene, and like, it's so easy for me to be like, well, if I just make something that they would like, or make something that sounds like what they're doing, then I will succeed. And it's very easy to get, but it's like, we don't need another me. You don't need another this guy or that girl or whatever. It's like, you just need you.
Yeah. It's the biggest, I think that's the biggest lesson that any artist could learn, is just be the best version of yourself, man. Well, I don't know if you have time, or if you want to, or if it's, I don't know. I guess you're 3 hours ahead of me, so you're probably a little bit more awake, but
it's Saturday.
Maybe give us a little preview of Mainland.
Dude, heck yeah. You want me to play that song?
I love that song. Yeah, it's probably my favorite one on the album.
Ooh. Me too. Okay, cool. Let me make sure I can. Okay. Can you hear that?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, here we go. Going back to where it all began, you and me working hand in hand. Time goes on. How did we end up here? Where the grass was green as the greenest skies, mountains bow at your side. Time goes on, and how did we end up here? And take me back to where it started, you and me in the garden. There's no place I'd rather be. Oh, I wanna go. With your hands you spun it from the stars, one by one, all alive. Said it was good to give little light to the night. With your same two hands you cradled the touch, breathing in to my lungs. It was me life to my life. And take me back to where it started, you and me in the garden. And there's no place I'd rather be. Oh, I wanna go. And where the fields are filled with clovers, rolling hills, blue sequoias. There's no place I'd rather be. Oh, I wanna go to the mainland. With tears in my eyes and the shaky voice, face to face, filled with joy, you say, well done, my good and faithful son. And take me back to where it started, you and me in the garden. There's no place I'd rather be. Oh, I wanna go where the fields are filled with clover, I will go to the mainland.
Jeez, gosh, bro, that song.
I haven't sang all day, so that could have been pretty rough. But thank you.
No, not at all. That song, though, man, take me back to where it started. That is exactly. I feel like I was telling you earlier. I feel like that was exactly how I'm feeling right now. Everything that's going on in this world, everything that's going on in our lives, just take us back to the beginning when it was just you and I. And that third verse, though, when you were like,
yeah, it's kind of a dagger, right? It's kind of a dagger. Yeah,
right in the heart. Tears in my eyes. You say, "Well done." Oh my! I'm just like, I mean, obviously that's something in the Bible we've read a million times, but when you sing it and you put it into emotion like that, I'm like wrecked.
It's crazy because the song it's like this play on obviously the garden and then heaven and mainland being both. But yeah, I think that verse for me was just kind of like this feeling of like, there's going to be that day where I do see you and it is just us. But this world we live in, it makes it hard. And so it was just like that little reminder of like, you are going to say job well done to me. But like, until then, I'm just going to be doing what I got to do. But man, like, take me back. You know what I mean? So
it's so good, bro. So good. Good job. Hey, if you guys haven't yet, I said it earlier before, but just make sure that you take the time right now to go download on any streaming platform. But I would encourage you, don't just download the stream. Make sure you actually download the album. Help him out, give him some love. And then when you listen to it, just sit down and take the time to listen to all 10 songs all the way through. He takes you on a journey on this entire album. And I'm telling you, it'll be worth your time and your effort and your money. So I encourage you to do that. And Jordan, thank you so much for getting
Jordan. It's awesome, man. Thank you.
The second time. But I know we're going to do this again. I know we have a future friendship that's going to build. But
thank you for having me. Seriously, thank you for your platform and give me a chance to, get my music out there a little bit. It really does mean a lot. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. We appreciate you. And I look forward to see what God does more in your life. And as the future moves forward, don't forget us little people with all your skills. So,
oh, please. Yeah. Jeez. No way.
All right, man. Well, you have a great day. Appreciate
Thank you, man. You
Once
too.
Again,
yeah. We'll
go download his music right now if you haven't yet.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you.